Change your diet, change your life, change the planet.
Good morning, and I hope it is a good morning. I hope that you're making some good choices this morning and starting the day off on a positive note with some small beneficial steps, like this right here. Banana, pineapple, kale, blueberry smoothie. So as this journey progresses for me, I'm now on my third goal. I had the Empire State Building back in February, I had the World Snowshoe Championships in March, and now I'm training for the World Masters Mountain Running Championships on May 18th in Germany. And that's keeping me going at the moment, and it's also causing me to increase my training so that I'm training much harder and much more than I did for the Empire State Building or for the Snowshoe Championships. As the training keeps increasing, I get more and more tired and I feel more and more beat up, and it's more and more difficult to keep going. So I looked at my training log last night and saw that in the past 7 days I'd run 115 miles and trained 22 hours in 1 week. And so far I have 70 hours in the bank for March, and I still have today and tomorrow yet to go. So this is going to be my biggest month ever for training for me. And my body is responding really well. I keep improving in all the races that I'm doing, but I'm exhausted. So I posted my training data last night on Facebook. Not to boast, not to brag, not to say, hey, look at me, I'm a stud, but just to show people where I'm at, what I'm doing. So why am I beating up on myself like this? Why am I training so hard? What's the point? Is it worth it? The World Championships. I go, say that I do win. I'm not expecting to, but say that I do. Have I really accomplished anything? Does it make a difference? I think it does. And not for the reasons that you think. Not because it makes me great or special, but because it shows people that anything is possible. Because it shows them that a guy back in December who didn't really have a reason to go on, had basically given up on his life completely, has gotten back in the game and has reinvented himself. And that's something he has to do every single day. It's a struggle, it's a challenge that I face every single day. I've already faced it today. This was not the easiest thing in the world to make this smoothie, but it's done. And I'm going to go running in a few minutes before noon, which is rare for me, and I'm going to get my first run of the day in, and bam, then it's done. I want to show people that even when you feel like giving up, even when you feel like there's no options, even when you feel like there's no possibility, there's still so much that you can do. And maybe my training and my races are not advancing my life yet. Maybe they haven't opened a lot of doors yet, but they will. And I'm patient, and I'm persistent, and I'm determined. And even though I'm not getting immediate rewards, I'm not going to quit. Because I'm not just building a race resume. And this is not just evidence to say that a vegan diet works or a raw vegan diet works. This is more than that. It's about me building character. It's about me day to day getting up, facing my struggles, getting out there, doing the work without immediate reward. In fact, the opposite of immediate reward. Spending months pushing myself, testing my limits, expanding my possibility, enduring a great deal of suffering, but building character at the same time and believing that that's important. Believing that taking those steps and building my personal character is ultimately what matters, not how well I do in the race. What place I finish at the World Championships really is not that significant. Ultimately, it's about who I have to become to get to that race. Who I have to become to be worthy of being in that race. And who I have to become to rise to the occasion in that race. That's not luck. It doesn't just happen by accident. You have to build it. And I'm building it. And I want people to see that that's possible. I want people to see that you don't have to be born with a silver spoon in your mouth. I want people to see that you don't have to be super upbeat and cheery and Mr. Motivation to get out there and do it. I want them to see that people that are broken can do this too. People that struggle can do this too. Last night when I posted that data on Facebook, got a lot of positive comments. Not that I was looking for positive comments, because I wasn't looking for validation. I'm simply showing people, what I'm doing. But someone commented and questioned why I'm doing it. Like, why are you doing this? Isn't this excessive? I'm paraphrasing. And they said, what are you up to? What's your point? What's your mission? Are you fighting Monsanto? Are you trying to get people to eat raw food? Like, what's your point? What's your purpose? As if to say, what I'm doing has no value to them. And I found this a lot along the way on my journey, especially in the raw, spiritual, New Age world. I get a lot of judgment coming at me because I'm an athlete, because I push myself, I test my limits, because I compete. And people look down on me for this, because I'm not just embracing the world, and I'm not just going with the flow and being all peace and love. Because when I wake up in the morning, peace and love is the last thing in my mind. When I wake up in the morning, it's a fight for my life. And I'm winning that fight. And I'm encouraging others to win that fight. But it is a fight. You don't need permission to follow your dreams. You don't need someone's approval to follow your dreams. You don't need someone to say, wow, that's a really good dream. That's a noble dream. You just do it because it's your dream. You do it because it keeps you going. You do it because it keeps you engaged in life. You do it because it has value to you. There are always going to be haters, and there are always going to be people that question you and judge you and see what you're doing as beneath them or insignificant or childish or whatever it might be. You're a runner? That's childish. In fact, when I was crossing the border into Canada recently, the agent at the border asked me, sir, what's your occupation? And I said, I'm an athlete. And he looked at me and he said, what kind of athlete? And I said, a runner. And he laughed. He said, runners aren't athletes. But anyways, people often look down on what I'm doing. They say that it's not valuable in the real world, the adult world. You're not doing anything that's really a contribution to our society. Well, how many people are out there making widgets that are totally unnecessary? How many people are out there manufacturing chemicals that are harmful? How many people are out there teaching old school indoctrinations that end up hurting people rather than helping them? How many people are out there pushing paper that just complicates other people's lives? Is this important? Maybe it is. Maybe it's important to them. And if it is, I celebrate it. But if it's just a job to get a paycheck, I don't. I don't get paid doing what I do. I'm broke, but I believe in it, and it's helping me. And I hope that it helps others. When you go for your dreams, there are always going to be haters along the way. They're going to question what you're doing. They're going to question the validity. They're going to question the importance. They're going to question the significance. Do it anyways. You don't need their approval. Do it because you want to see where your limits are. Do it because you want to see what's possible.